Before I get started with the review, I would just like to note that Loki seemingly is like a parody of Rick and Morty. Okay, now let's go with the review. So last episode is a huge fetch quest with Loki and his female self, the Enchantress Sylvie, after escaping the clutches of the Tom Valiant's authority. So, at the doomed moon of Lamentis in 2077, when the planet is about to end, TVA managed to rescue them at the nick of time because a Nexus event was spotted. A Nexus event so great in magnitude that it managed to bypass the loophole of not being detected by the TVA whatsoever. So, Loki was apprehended, Sylvie was apprehended. What's next? Well, there's an argument between Mobius and Loki. Typical Mobius and Loki conversation. Then, the big Berta girl who looks like the one from Community realizes that she's a variant, I think, and wants her memories to be unlocked by Sylvie. Takes her to the same place that is having the storm, the Roxxon supermarket storm world or something. So there, Sylvie managed to turn that guard, that hunter, on her side. Meanwhile, Loki has been brought to an eternal time loop against none other than Jamie Alexander Sif. That was a huge surprise. I never thought Sif would make it back to the MCU, but with regards to the Abomination being a cameo at Shang-Chi, I think it's proper Sif is getting her return onto the MCU. Now, it's a funny time loop thing where Loki is getting kicked into the balls many times, and then Mobius is starting to realize that what May Loki said was true. Yes, that they were all variants now working for the timekeepers. This became all in the plot that Mobius will try to break Loki out, confront the timekeepers, but they were apprehended by Ravonna Renslayer and managed to prune Mobius. So Mobius is presumed dead. I say presumed because of the plot later that when Loki and Sylvie, with the help of the hunter, I forgot her name, fought up the guards when Ravonna takes them to the timekeepers. So the timekeepers are there, they're watching the action. Sylvie managed to decapitate one of them, but turns out they are androids. Loki is about to kiss Sylvie or something. I think they're about to kiss. So much for loving yourself. So much for self-love. That's hypotonic self-love. Maybe. And then Ravonna managed to prune Loki or disintegrate Loki. So he's presumed dead. Of course, Sylvie survived. She disarmed Ravonna, and the next episode will be, I think, the background of Ravonna Renslayer. So what is the message in all of this? What is this about? Well, we're nearing to the end. It's upsetting that Mobius got killed up halfway of the season, but I think Loki survives because there is a post-credit scene where Loki meets a kid version of himself petting a crocodile, a Loki with a hammer, and an old Loki with his comic book attire. So why do comic book attires really look funny in the MCU? They look like foamy stuff that cosplayers, low budget cosplayers would do. They look like pajamas. Well, anyway, there, Loki is seemingly in a purgatory before he goes to hell or something, and he might bring up the three Lokis in an alliance to beat whoever is running the Time Variance Authority. Which I think maybe Miss Minutes, or get this, maybe Mephisto. Okay, so that's my episode 4. Look, it started up good. We got some funny cheesy moments with Sif and Loki. We got some Sylvie backstory where she is a girl, but her Nexus event, what she calls, is yet to be revealed. It's an all teaser to episode 5. I'm kind of disappointed that they are taking the WandaVision route and they don't answer questions outright. They're trying to speculate stuff, and sometimes they speculate too much. I mean, I like the formula for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that it was straightforward. And it was still cool. It may not be cool to most people, but it's cool to me. What's going to happen here is maybe Miss Minutes is the real villain of the story, and then we're gonna have an awkward finale of Loki, Sylvie, and the three Lokis versus Miss Minutes. Or maybe Kang the Conqueror will show up. I mean, Jamie Alexander showed up. Maybe Kang? Kang is already cast by Marvel. And I think I've read some news that they just finished filming Loki. So yeah, and President Loki is yet to unveil himself. Maybe that's the end game of this series, that we see President Loki in full uniform in an alternate timeline, surviving. Maybe the title is Loki tries to himself. I'm not yet monetized yet, so maybe, but it could affect my monetization. But maybe Loki tries to, I don't know, screw Sylvie or bang Sylvie. Maybe. That's my review. Loki episode 4. I'm not really used to MCU shows showing up on Wednesday, and I'm just randomly rambling. Hit a like and subscribe. Comment what you think. And if you have the guts, share this review. Maybe. Okay, I'm in 8 minutes now. Bye bye.